it's a problem with short arms, and I can't reach the door now because I've got these harnesses in. Hang on a sec.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
Hi and welcome back, and if you haven't been on the channel before, welcome. This is my friend's BMW 325 E36. Now, I love this car. It was given to me a couple of weeks ago, and my job was to put a short shift in it. I'd never done it before. There's an episode in the description that you can go to where we went through it step by step to show you how to do it. But now the car is on the road, I've got the opportunity to take it out for a drive and find out what it's like. Now, if you have watched the channel before, you'll know that I like cheap toys. One of these is probably about £2,000 to £4,000. It's been stripped out a bit. It's had a half cage put in it because my friend takes it track daying. And as I said, I really love this car. It's been great fun to drive on the way here. It's got stiff suspension, so it's a bit of a hard ride, but it's great. It throws itself into corners really, really well. It's got plenty of power. It's about 200 horsepower, something like that. And it's a great car. If you were going to buy one of these, somewhere in the region of £2,000 to £4,000, because they're becoming more popular, because people are using them for drifting and track days. It's front engine and it's rear wheel drive. This is a really, really good piece of kit. You know, it'd be a great thing to spend your money on. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take it for a spin and find out what it's really like when you open it up. And I've been really excited about this. I'm sorry if there's been a bit of delay with the last couple of episodes. We've been waiting for parts. The weather's been really against us. But look, we've got this incredibly gorgeous day, and it's about time we go out and have a bit of fun. Let's make it happen. Now, unfortunately for me, the owner of this car is 6'2", which means he's putting a solid seat, or should I say there's a seat with no adjustment on it. So I've got a pillow in the back of it. I feel like a bit like a kid sitting in their dad's car. So I can't move the seat. There's no adjustable steering on it. So I've put a cushion in. It's actually brought me forward. I'm only 5'7", so he's, what's that, 7 inches taller than me, and any height that I do have is in my upper body, not in my legs. It's weird because when you sit in here, I only noticed it this morning when I got in the car. I've driven it, you know, to the MOT when we were getting it all sorted out after we did the short shift, and I've only just realised that the pedal box is kicked off to the right, and I don't know if that's because the seat's been put slightly to the left, but I think even if it was an inch over it, the pedal box would still be veering out to the right. I mean, it's not a problem, but it's just I've just suddenly realised it's a little bit weird. Anyway, so it's a problem with short arms, and I can't reach the door now because I've got these harnesses in. Hang on a sec. Oh, right, okay. So let's go and see how this car handles, because so far I've really enjoyed driving this. But let's go and take it through some twisty roads. Right. It is such a glorious day. It's beginning of February and the roads are dry, and it's just stunning out here. Now, first thing, for those of you that watched the episode where I did the short shift, which is this, and we've kept the interior looking as stock as possible, what's it like? If you've got an E36, if you're thinking about putting a short shift in your car, do I think it's worth it? Yes, 100% yes. This is just effortless, and it requires no power. You know, when I first put it in the car, my buddy drove it, and he was kind of not changing gear in anger, so to speak, but, you know, putting a bit of weight behind it. And I was like, you know, I've driven this a few miles now. You really don't need to. It's just very, very minimal amount of power you've got to put in for it to change gear, and it's so short. I mean, obviously that's the point of a short shift. It's supposed to be short, but it is just effortless, and it's just change gear, and it's just There's nothing to it. There's absolutely nothing to it. And I can't imagine driving a manual car again without having this sort of like gear shift in it, because it just changes it. So I've mentioned the pedal box being off to the right. It doesn't actually make a great deal of difference, and you know, it may be perceived as a negative, but for me, at my height, it's really not a problem. There's not a lot I would change. Obviously, the car's been stripped out, so it's quite loud in here. The sound, a lot of the sound deadening's gone. The only thing that I would probably change at the moment, you know, I'm a big fan of light cars. You know, the lighter the better. And with a car like this that is not meant to be a commuting vehicle, I just lose all the interior, all the door cards. You know, the spare seat, I just put in a fiberglass one for the odd occasion that somebody does sit in the car. The steering wheel is, I don't know what size this is. It's maybe I'll put it up on the screen what size it is. I'll measure it when I get home, but it's too big. It's too big. And my brother was saying about like putting a quick rack in this from a different BMW. I think he said a Z3 or a Z4 or something. But I wouldn't bother. You know, certainly first of all when it's cheaper, I would just change the steering wheel out to something smaller. Yeah, you've still got to do the same number of turns to go from left to right, but a smaller steering wheel just makes you feel a bit more connected to the car, whereas this is a bit more like, not driving a bus, but it feels a bit large and, you know, it makes the whole experience a bit wallowy. So I would definitely change that. Yeah, it's just a pleasure to drive. Now, obviously I'd like to be able to put my foot down a little bit. I don't want to go driving it like a lunatic or anything, but I would like to just see how it feels when you open it up. So let's see if we can find somewhere just to get it to breathe a little bit. Right. Okay. This is nice. As I said, it's about 200 horsepower. It's probably a little bit lighter than stock with a lot of stuff that's been removed from it, but you could go lighter. You could go like fiberglass bonnet, fiberglass wings, remove the sunroof that it's got in it. Right, I've got a bit of space now. Let's slow down and get it into second. There we go. Come on. That's it. Yeah, this is great. Okay, I'm used to driving kit cars and they are pretty fast and they've got no weight to them. But you know what, as a track toy and the fact that obviously you're in something safer than a kit car as well, this is just lovely. You know, obviously it's rear wheel driven. When you go around the corners, because of the stiffer suspension, it just sits nice and flat on the road. You know, it doesn't feel twitchy. Obviously I'm on public roads, so I'm not going to drive it, you know, very hard or put myself or anybody else at risk, but I do just enjoy having that little bit of fun and put my foot down occasionally just so you can really get the revs high. So let's have another go. Yeah, this is, you know, this is fast enough. And I would say if you're thinking of going out and buying something you're going to start playing with, the parts are still readily available for them. You know, having done a bit of work on this, it's quite easy to work on. You know, the electrics in them are pretty simple. This is obviously a 90s car. So yeah, as I said, I'd probably strip out more of the gubbins and, you know, lighten it as much as I possibly could, but this has got plenty of power. This is a good fun piece of kit. This is great. This is a nice little cheap toy, and I think I want to drive it around for a couple of hours and really enjoy the experience before I give it back, because it's not my car, it's not in my collection, and that's a bit sad really, because I'd actually have this. I'm not sure what I'd do to it, but put on a serious diet first of all, but yeah, I could see myself having an E36. We have talked, me and my buddy have talked about turbocharging this to give it more power, but I think some weight saving first would be the best move. Dave, if you're watching this, I love this car, absolutely love it, and I'm not driving it as hard as it may look. One more little blast before we head home. Oh, what a great car. And there we have it. BMW E36 325 with a short shift in it, taking it around the country roads, giving it a bit of a hard time. I love it. I love this car. And now I've got to go home and tell my wife that I want one of these. Thanks so much for watching. See you later.